Keeping trees and tree limbs away from power lines is one way that PG&E works to keep its electric system safe and reliable. PG&E owns and operates about 135,000 miles of overhead power lines. Over the past several years, much of this work has focused on transmission lines, those high-voltage lines that move electricity throughout PG&E's service area. In Sonoma County, this vegetation management work has been ongoing along about 40 miles of transmission line right-of-ways. The work is part of a new national standard put in place after major blackouts in the Northeast in 2003.
Safety and reliability of these lines is PG&E's #1 goal. So we spend a fair amount of time actually interacting with the landowners, listening to their concerns and seeing what we can do to meet their concerns while still maintaining safety and reliability of the lines.
Customer communication is a key component of this work, with letters, phone calls, in-person meetings, and site walkthroughs. PG&E keeps customers informed about the purpose of the program and its progress.
Well, it looks great. I mean, you wouldn't even know you were here.
Don Johannsen, a Sonoma County resident, a PG&E customer who also works with the local fire department, talks about how PG&E worked with him and his neighbors in the Wild Oak area.
PG&E did exactly what they said they were going to do, and if you know me, I'll be the first one to complain about something that wasn't done right, but then I'll be the first one to give them a compliment when they've done something right, and they did it right in here, and it was a benefit for all of us.
In Sonoma, PG&E has been assessing which trees might grow tall enough to reach power lines and which nearby trees are tall enough that they might fall into and strike the lines. Each property is assessed individually. This work, including addressing these trees, will take place throughout 2013. Each year, more than 3,000 electric outages are caused when trees or limbs come in contact with power lines. Most of these happen on distribution lines, which provide power directly to homes and businesses. Still, thanks to PG&E's ongoing work, the number of outages caused by trees has dropped from about 30% in the 1990s to about 8% in 2010. Another Sonoma County customer, Karl Wilber, sees PG&E's tree work as a win-win situation, as the area is made more fire safe, and he was able to get both firewood and mulch material after PG&E did its required work.
PG&E, in fact, was true to their promise and removed things, had a contractor come out and removed 90% of the wood, 100% of what they committed to, and 90% of what they chopped down on the property here, which was not insignificant.
Both Johannsen and Wilber spoke about how PG&E explained the goals of the project and kept them informed.
PG&E informed us of the actions that they planned to take and why they were taking those actions. They came on the property and removed trees that put the lines at risk. They removed wood, and they said they would do that. They left some behind. They, in fact, used a chipper shredder and left some of that behind intentionally. They advertised that, and they delivered on the communications and commitments that they had made at the beginning and left me happy with the process.
They did everything they promised. They did what they needed to do. They provided us with a fire break, and they put chips on the ground to weed control, and the firewood was used by many of our neighbors for fuel burning and usage as heat. So, I mean, it really worked out for everybody. And then they wanted to use the road as an example because there was a lot of misconception about clear cutting and just making it a mud swath through here. And they wanted to show that that's not what they were going to do. And as you can see, you can barely even tell they were here.
Although safety and reliability are the key issues, PG&E works with property owners to find a balance that includes respecting the vegetation growing near their properties. For Currents, I'm Matt Nauman.